Many of us who collage with vintage ephemera tend to gravitate toward neutral colors. But what do you do if you want to use more color in your collages, but you're not sure what kinds of color or how many? Today I'm going to show you a really fun exercise to help you get confident with using color in collage. So recently I did that Q&A where you could ask me questions about collage, and one of the questions that I got was about using color. Trying to figure out how to incorporate color can be really challenging if you are not confident with using color in your collages. So how do you get more confident? Well, I have this exercise that I'm hoping you will want to play along with me, an exercise to help you gain confidence with using color. I'm going to go over the steps with you now, but I also put them in a list that I am making available to you to print out and to use as you would like. You don't need to sign up for anything for this list. However, if you would like to, I certainly would appreciate if you clicked the like button on this video and also think about subscribing to the channel. That would encourage me to create more of these kinds of videos in the future. So now onto the exercise. So this idea came from someone who left a comment in that Q&A video. She reminded me of a video I had put out several years ago about making collage on Pantone postcards. Those are postcards that have a Pantone swatch color on them. And even though I don't have those cards anymore, I have something else that will do just as well. Paint chip cards that you can get at any home improvement store. So if you're interested in doing this project with me, what you need to do is go to your local home improvement store and pick up about 10 paint chip cards. You need them to be kind of big, so get the ones with a single color on a sheet rather than the strip with multiple shades. Choose colors that you are drawn to, or choose colors that may be a challenge for you, something that you wouldn't normally work with. Once you've got your 10 cards, you'll have to decide how you want to work with them. Do you want to mount them onto some kind of backing, or do you want to work on them plain? So your option here is to either collage directly onto the card itself, or if you want to, you can do something like mount it onto whatever you have. I have some examples here. These are some old postcards, so I could say mount mine onto something like that. Another example I have are these old library cards. So I would just play around with these colors and, see if that is something that I find interesting or not. Okay. Step 3, choose 1 or 2 cards to work on. So often when I collage with something like paint chips, I like to do a couple at a time. That way, when I'm looking for papers, if I happen to see ones that will work in one or both, that's a bonus, and I can set them aside and work on the second one later. You'll find papers that will go more easily with one color than the other, most likely. So it's good to have a couple of options of colors on your desk in front of you. Okay, so I am choosing a couple of colors to play with. These are not typical colors that I use, though this one is kind of a neutral. Well, it's a watermelon color, so I'm going to go with this. So step 4 is look for pieces that have a relationship to the color on your paint chip. Now you're going to look through your papers to find things that will possibly work. The word that I had used before was relationship. Find papers that have a relationship to the color in your paint chip. Now keep in mind The most important thing is that the star of the show is the paint chip itself, okay? So you're not going to want to look for some muse piece, some other bright or other thing that's going to stand out more than the color itself, okay? So you don't want anything that's going to compete with the color of the paint chip. You want to find pieces that are going to complement the color of the paint chip, okay? So I will show you what I mean. Okay, so let's pull out some things. So I'm just going to put out papers that I am just seeing here. This is my smallest box with scraps. So usually I make a bigger collage, and then what's ever left over, if it's something interesting, then I just kind of shove it in here. Okay, I think that is plenty to play with. So I'm looking for things that are going to have a relationship to my color, but are not going to be too much of the focus. I want the focus to be the paint chip itself. So for example, this stamp right here. This stamp, the color is very similar to this one, right? But because it is so incredibly similar, it doesn't work at all. It's just, it blends too much, right? And it takes away from the focus of the paint chip because you're looking at this. So that's not what we want. Here's another example. This one is also very similar, just a shade different. Does not look good. It's competing too much with the shade of the paint chip. So this is a no. Would it work here? No, it wouldn't. It's also too similar, so that is not good. I pulled this out, which is a label that came from a bottle of alcohol. It has got the same color in here. Would this work? Yes, it potentially would, because the color matching is such a small little bit, and there's so many other colors and design that it would not compete with the paint chip and would instead complement it. So this is a maybe. I definitely like this. What else have we got? I have this postage stamp, which is really, really cool. And I also have this postage stamp, which also might work. This has got orange just a tiny bit on the wing as a highlight, and I like that because it matches this orange. And then there's so much white from the clouds that it's a really nice fit. Now this one, let's see. This is interesting because the color, this is kind of a purplish color. And it just, I don't know, and that melon color is just at the edge of the flower. This looks really pretty. Oh, and as a matter of fact, that purplish color, well, no, that is the same color that is here, so it's not really, but it does look like it has a little bit, or here's a little bit of purple, so that goes with this. Now, this is interesting. I have two pieces that both could work here. Both are very vibrant and bright. Not even counting that my paint chip is very vibrant and bright. So I would go with only one of these. I would choose one or the other, and then I would use my additional two other pieces as neutral backgrounds. Okay? I don't know yet. I have to look around and see what else there is. But this is what I'm talking about. This is too big. I would do something with these three, or this. You get what I mean, right? rather than using both of these on the same collage. Okay. So I don't know yet which of the two I will go with. Let me set that there for a second. Let me look at this one. Here is my most colorful piece in addition to the background. So again, I want to just tone it down with some neutral pieces. So here I'm just playing with ideas. I have no idea what's going to work, what's not. Could do something like this. Oops, this is upside down. Is it? Yeah. Yes, it goes this way. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Would I do 2 postage stamps? No, just 1. This also goes, but this would compete too much with this, so I will say no. Again, I want to keep my 2 neutral pieces along with the star. Well, the star is the paint chip, but along with this very interesting focal point. Okay, so what other options do I have? Nope, that's not going to work. I might have to grab more pieces. I don't know if I like this one. No, it's not so interesting. That doesn't go. I could use this. That would work. With this, you don't know what you're supposed to be looking at first. Should I look at this first or should I look at this? So maybe I do want this one to be the most visible thing that you see. And since there's text here and something here, I can either try and cover it up or put it on this side. In that case, I will flip that around. Okay, this is good. I like those 2. This one I'm still not sure with. Let's try a couple of other things. Is there anything else I want to add? Would I have these 3 touching? I probably would. So maybe I'll put this underneath. Just like that. So something for this one. Something neutral. Oh, this is interesting. 35 count. Here's another interesting stamp I could use. If I don't want to use this, maybe I want to use this instead. The oval. No, I think I'm going to stick with this. Stick with this plain, but I wish it was this way. Maybe I will put it this way. I like the plane flying this way, not this way. I don't want an upside down plane. Okay, once I glue everything down, I have to decide if I want to add anything else to it. I could do some rubber stamping, especially because I have a lot of plain space in here. And there's also something that I could do up over here. But for this exercise, I am going to be, I'm not going to add anything else and just be satisfied with these 3 pieces on these paint chips. So once you've done a couple of these, you will get more and more confident, more and more comfortable with working on them. So grab some more. Here are some more colors. These are colors I would definitely not use. The maroon, yes, but this heartbreaker, no. Let's see what I can do with the heartbreaker. This is a real challenge, an absolute challenge. What is going to work on here? And it could be that I don't have something that will work, but that's rarely the case. Look, I've already pulled out something interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the pieces that I have here. I have this, which matches very well. It kind of loses a bit because the color matches too much. So I could put something else behind it, something neutral. If I did something like this, I would consider the creation of one new piece and count all of this as one, so that it's not 4 pieces, but just 3. And I think I would put that underneath. I'll put that there, and then I will put this underneath, and then just have the typewriter there like that. Okay, that one's done. This one, I want those numbers to show. These numerals are in a different font style than the old. This is kind of a vintage number, and this is not vintage. So maybe it's not the best idea to use this one. If I want to keep it in a vintage style, then I should try and be consistent. Be consistent. This is too small to do anything. This is not going to work. What else? What else? This is too busy. This is very busy. So I need to have something that is not as busy. My goodness, I always have postage stamps at the ready. These are really old ones. I like this kind of neutral brown. I would stick with a neutral color rather than go with something like a green or a red. Yeah, red is not going to work. Brown might work. Purple might work. Is that too much? Purple, purple? Yeah, it is. I don't like that either. I think I might stick with this brown. Now, do I want to change the order or put it up here and then put this number down here? I could do that. I could cover up the heartbreaker. Let's see. Yeah, how about that? Okay. Let me glue all of these down. I'll be right back. Okay, so here are my 4 collages. This is what I have come up with. Now let's review a little bit again about this idea about relationships. So with what you want is a relationship to the color of your paint chip. And you just want one of your three pieces to have that really strong relationship between. And you want them to complement each other, but not compete. Okay, that's super important. So in all of these pieces, I have one paper element that directly complements the color. So in this collage, it's this piece because of this purple shade goes so well with this bright pink. In this piece, the one piece that complements my maroon color is this one right here. Now, notice this piece in the middle is larger, and this is what you see first. However, it's not, this piece doesn't exactly complement the color. This is the one that complements the color. This is just something that works. It has, I guess this kind of light blue that goes nicely with the background. But this is the piece that directly complements. Here we have the postage stamp that directly complements the paint chip color. And then we have two neutral pieces that just kind of add to it. And then this one, this is the main piece that complements this watermelon punch. Do I want to add anything else to any of these? I do. I want to add something here just because this is such a big blank spot. So I have a little postmark. I will just add something here. There. I could add something here, but this piece is already rather busy, this text with Chinese lettering. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is. So I do hope that you will play around with this. I hope that this is something you have fun with. You can go back to the store and grab as many after you're 10. Commit only to 10. But then after that, if you want to do more, absolutely go for it. Oh, now that I'm just looking at them, I think, you know, you could actually glue them back to back. That might be interesting as well. All right, so let me know in the comments if you end up making some of these. I would love to hear how it goes. And thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I will see you later.